Commander Alan West stood alone in the observation deck of Earth Space Station Alpha, his eyes fixed on the stars beyond the thick glass. 20 years in space defense had not prepared him for this day. The message had come 3 hours ago. Something big was coming. "Commander, sensors are picking up energy readings," said Lieutenant Kelly Brown through the comm system. "Whatever it is, it's huge." Alan took a deep breath. "Alert all stations. Level 2 readiness. No aggressive posture." A flash of light burst in the darkness of space. At first, it was just a pinpoint, like a new star being born. Then it grew. A ship appeared where empty space had been moments before. It was beautiful and strange, shaped like a giant leaf with glowing blue veins running through its silver hull. "My God," Alan whispered. The alien vessel was at least 10 times larger than their space station. It moved with impossible grace for something so massive, coming to rest just beyond lunar orbit. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission." "They're speaking English." Alan rushed to the command center, where screens showed the approaching ship. His heart pounded in his chest. "Put it through," he ordered. The main screen flickered. A face appeared, not quite human, but close enough to send chills down Alan's spine. The being had pale blue skin, 6 eyes arranged in a pattern across its face, and no visible nose. When it spoke, its mouth moved oddly, not matching the words they heard. "People of Earth, I am Zyle Nera, ambassador of the Ardelian Collective. We come in peace and friendship." The room fell silent. Decades of searching the stars, wondering if humanity was alone, had been answered in a single moment. "This is Commander Alan West of the Earth Space Defense Initiative. We welcome you to our solar system." After brief formalities, Zyle Nera revealed the reason for their visit. "Your species has reached a development threshold. We have been watching your progress. It is customary to make contact when a world achieves faster-than-light communication capability." "There are others?" Alan asked, his voice barely steady. "The Galactic Council comprises over 300 species across 2 galaxies. We govern interstellar relations, trade, and shared knowledge." Hope sparked in Alan's chest. The possibilities seemed endless. New technologies, medicines, answers to questions humans had asked since they first looked up at the night sky. "When can Earth join this council?" Alan asked. The change in Zyle Nera was immediate. Her 6 eyes blinked rapidly, and she shifted in her seat. "That is complicated." "What do you mean?" "The Council has specific concerns about your species." Alan frowned. "What concerns?" "We've barely left our solar system. I am not authorized to discuss details." Zyle Nera's eyes avoided meeting his gaze. "Some on the Council believe Earth should remain separate for now." Something in her tone made Alan uneasy. "Are we a threat somehow?" "Not currently," Zyle Nera said too quickly. "It is simply Council protocol. Some species require observation periods." But Alan had spent years reading people in tense diplomatic situations. The alien was hiding something important. "Ambassador, with respect, that answer feels incomplete." Zyle Nera's skin changed color slightly, turning a deeper blue. "We have brought data packages as goodwill gifts, scientific and cultural information deemed safe for sharing. Perhaps after a period of limited exchange, the Council may reconsider." "Safe for sharing. What would be unsafe?" "I have overstepped," Zyle Nera said. "Let us focus on establishing basic relations." For the next 3 hours, they discussed simple matters: biological differences, basic cultural exchange, astronomical knowledge. But Alan couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Each time he pressed about the Council's concerns, Zyle Nera changed the subject. As the meeting ended, Alan made one final attempt. "Ambassador, please, if there's something we should know about ourselves or our place in the galaxy, isn't it better to tell us now?" Zyle Nera paused at the doorway. For a moment, it seemed she might speak freely. Then her communication device chimed. She checked it, and her posture stiffened. Some knowledge comes at great cost, Commander West. Sometimes ignorance is a kindness. With those cryptic words, she left, returning to her ship. Ellen watched from the window as the massive vessel moved away, its strange engines glowing brighter than the stars. What are they afraid of? He whispered to himself. What do they know about us that we don't? Dr. Laura Martinez stared at her computer screen and rubbed her tired eyes. For 3 weeks, she had studied the biological data shared by the Ardelians. As the lead xenobiologist at the Global Science Consortium, she was among the first to examine this treasure of alien knowledge. The lab around her was quiet. It was past midnight, and the other scientists had gone home hours ago. Only the soft hum of machines filled the silence. This can't be right, she muttered. Laura had compared human DNA with samples from 30 different council species provided in the Ardelian data. All life in the galaxy shared basic building blocks as expected. But humans were different in ways that made no sense. Human DNA contained sequences not found in any other species, not just unique in the way that each species is unique, but fundamentally different, as if added by design. She ran the analysis program again. The results were the same. These sequences look artificial, she said to herself, like someone engineered them. Laura reached for her phone to call Commander West. The government had formed a special team to handle alien contact, and Alan West was her direct line to them. But before she could dial, her computer beeped. A message appeared on her screen. Dr. Martinez, may I visit your laboratory? We need to discuss your findings. Zyle. Nara. Laura froze. How did the alien ambassador know what she was studying? She hadn't shared her discovery with anyone yet. She typed back, yes. When? The reply came instantly. Now. 20 minutes later, the blue-skinned ambassador walked into Laura's lab, escorted by 2 security guards. Zyle Nara dismissed the guards with a polite wave. You found something troubling in our data, the alien said. It wasn't a question. Laura nodded. Human DNA contains sequences that appear to be artificially created. They don't match any other species. Zyle Nara's 6 eyes blinked rapidly. What else have you discovered? These sequences are dormant, but they look like they could be activated under certain conditions. Laura pulled up the images on her screen. What does this mean? We're humans, made by someone. The alien was quiet for a long moment. Dr. Martinez, I came to warn you. Some knowledge is dangerous, not just to those who learn it, but to everyone around them. What are you saying? The Council voted to limit information shared with Earth. I disagreed with their decision. Zyle Nara moved closer. Your species is meant for more than they want you to know. Laura's heart raced. Who made us? What were we made for? The progenitors were an ancient race, Zyle Nara said softly. They seeded many worlds, but Earth was special. Why? The progenitors' markers were not supposed to activate for another millennium, Zyle Nara said, then quickly covered her mouth with her hand. I've said too much. Laura stood up. Please, we deserve to know our own history. Zyle Nara's communication device beeped. Her skin turned a deeper blue as she checked it. I must return to the Council immediately. Wait. Laura grabbed a datapad. At least tell me what these sequences do. The alien paused at the door. They are keys, Dr. Martinez. Keys to what your species was meant to become. Her voice dropped to a whisper. The Council fears what humans will be when those keys turn. Some would rather destroy the lock than see what door opens. With those words, Zyle Nara left quickly. Laura tried to contact her the next day, but the alien ship had departed Earth orbit during the night. All communication with the Ardelians stopped without explanation. A week later, Commander West called an emergency meeting. The Ardelian ship has left our solar system, he told the gathered scientists and military personnel. They'd gone silent. No response to any messages. Did we do something wrong? Someone asked. Laura thought about the strange sequences in human DNA and Zyle Nara's warning. "No," she said. "I think we discovered something we weren't supposed to know." "Which is?" West asked. "That humans might be more than just another species," Laura replied, "and that scares them." 6 months passed with no sign of the Ardelians or any other alien visitors. The world changed after first contact. Governments united in ways never seen before. The United Nations created a new agency called the International Extraterrestrial Affairs Division to prepare for future alien encounters. Agent Frank Powell drove his Jeep across the Arizona desert under a starlit sky. The call had come in at 3 a.m. A strange object had crashed 30 miles from the nearest town. As the lead field agent for the new division, Frank was the first person they called. He saw the crash site from half a mile away. The object had dug a long trench in the sand and rock. Small fires still burned around it. Frank parked his Jeep and approached carefully, his hand resting on his gun. The crashed ship was much smaller than the massive Ardelian vessel that had visited Earth. It looked like a scout ship. Its silver hull was cracked open like an egg, revealing strange technology inside. Frank heard a weak sound coming from the wreckage. He climbed over broken metal and found what he was looking for: an alien, badly hurt and trapped under a fallen beam. It was an Ardelian, like the ones from 6 months ago. The alien's blue skin was now pale, almost white. 5 of its 6 eyes were closed. The last one focused on Frank as he approached. "Help," the alien said in perfect English. Frank moved quickly, lifting the beam off the alien. "I'm Agent Powell. I'm here to help you." The alien coughed. Blue blood trickled from its mouth. "I am Krell, scientist. Must warn." Frank took out his radio to call for medical support, but Krell grabbed his arm with surprising strength. "No time. Dying. Take this." The alien pressed a small crystal into Frank's hand. It glowed with a soft blue light. "Data crystal. Truth about humans." "What truth? What about humans?" Frank asked. Krell's breathing grew more labored. "Humans are not what you think. The Council fears what you will become, what you were designed to be." "Designed by who?" "The progenitors." The alien's eyes widened in surprise. "You know, very little. Dr. Martins discovered unusual sequences in our DNA." Krell nodded weakly. "The crystal contains partial Council records. The progenitors made humans millions of years ago. They were most advanced race in universe. Ruled all before they vanished. Why did they make us? Purpose unclear. Some on Council believe humans were created as weapons. Others think you were meant to replace progenitors themselves." Krell coughed again, more blood coming out. "I came to warn you. Council declared Earth Quarantine Zone. Official name: Containment Zone Alpha 1. Most dangerous potential threat in known space." Frank's mind raced. "They're afraid of us. But we can barely leave our own solar system. Not what you are. What you will become." Krell's voice grew fainter. "Some Council members want to destroy Earth before humans fully awaken. Others want to study you. I believe humans deserve truth and chance to choose own path." Frank heard helicopters in the distance. His team was coming. "We need to get you medical help." Krell shook his head. "Too late for me. Crystal contains activation frequencies. Dr. Martins will understand." The alien grabbed Frank's shirt, pulling him closer. "Be careful. Council spies already on Earth. Watching. Some can change shape, look human. Shapeshifters, like in our movies." Frank couldn't believe what he was hearing. "Yes. Trust no one new in your life." Krell's last eye began to close. "One more thing. The void is returning. Progenitors knew. Why they made you. Last hope." The alien's hand fell away. Krell was dead. Frank stood slowly, the data crystal clutched tightly in his hand. The helicopters were getting closer, their searchlights sweeping the desert. He looked up at the stars, seeing them differently now. Not as points of wonder and exploration, but as places where beings watched Earth with fear and suspicion. "What are we?" he whispered to himself. And what were we meant to become? Dr. Laura Martinez worked day and night studying the alien data crystal. The government had built a secret laboratory beneath the Rocky Mountains where she led a team of scientists from around the world. Their mission: understand what made humans special and why the Galactic Council feared them. These dormant sequences in our DNA are incredible, Laura told the group gathered in the main lab. Based on the data crystal, they were designed to activate in stages over thousands of years. Commander Alan West stood with his arms crossed. So what can these activated genes do? In theory, they could enhance human abilities: strength, healing, intelligence. The progenitors built humans to evolve beyond normal limits. Frank Powell, who had found the dying alien Krell, pointed to a display showing DNA strands. Can we activate these sequences now? The crystal contains specific radiation frequencies that might trigger activation, Laura explained. But we don't know if it's safe. We need to know what we're dealing with, Alan said. If the Council sees us as weapons, we need to understand why. A month later, they were ready for their first test. Captain Eric Stone, a Special Forces soldier, had volunteered. He lay on a medical table surrounded by equipment. Are you sure about this? Laura asked him. Eric nodded. If there are aliens out there who want to wipe us out, I want to help protect Earth. Do it. Laura activated the machine. It bathed Eric in an invisible radiation matching the frequency from the data crystal. For a minute, nothing happened. Then Eric began to shake. Shut it down, Alan shouted. Wait, Eric said through gritted teeth. I'm okay. The shaking stopped. Eric sat up, looking at his hands. I feel different. Over the next week, the changes became clear. Eric's strength tripled. A cut on his arm healed in hours instead of days. He solved complex puzzles in seconds, but the most surprising change came during a training exercise. Eric was sparring with 3 other soldiers when he suddenly stepped back. You're going to fake left, then come at me from behind, he said to one of them. The soldier froze. How did you know that? Eric touched his temple. I heard you thinking it. Word of Eric's abilities reached the highest levels of government. More volunteers came forward. Soon, 30 humans had activated progenitor genes, each developing different enhanced abilities. Late one night, Eric woke suddenly in his quarters. A strange feeling filled his mind. Danger approaching. He ran to the command center where Alan was working late. Something's coming, Eric said. I can feel it. Alan looked skeptical, but had learned to trust Eric's new senses. What is it? Not sure, but it's close and means harm. They ordered an immediate security sweep of the facility. In the east tunnel, guards found a maintenance worker trying to access the main power system. When confronted, the worker transformed, his human appearance melting away to reveal a gray-skinned alien with 4 arms. The guards opened fire, but the alien moved with impossible speed. Eric arrived and engaged the intruder. Despite the alien's strength, Eric matched it. The fight ended when Eric slammed the alien against a wall, knocking it unconscious. Under questioning, the alien revealed itself as a Dravari, an elite council spy. It had been sent to sabotage the facility and eliminate anyone showing signs of activated progenitor genes. Why does the council fear us so much? Eric asked the captive. The Dravari's black eyes narrowed. You were not designed as people. You were designed as weapons by the progenitors. Weapons against what? Against whatever destroyed them. The Dravari looked around at the humans. The progenitors ruled the galaxy for millions of years. Then something came from beyond the rim, something that wiped them out in less than a decade. Before they fell, they made you. Laura stepped forward. Why wait millions of years for us to evolve naturally? The progenitors believed true strength comes through natural evolution and struggle. The Dravari said, they gave you the potential but wanted you to earn the power. And the Council wants to destroy us before that happens, Alan concluded. Yes, the alien said, Because if the thing that killed the progenitors returns, your awakening might draw its attention back to our galaxy. The captured Draveri spy sat in a specially designed cell. After 3 days of questioning, he was finally talking. Frank Powell led the interrogation, with Commander Alan West and Dr. Laura Martinez watching from behind a one-way mirror. "Tell us about the council," Frank said. "Who really controls it?" The Draveri's 4 arms were bound to his chair. "The council claims to be democratic, with all 300 species having equal say. That is a lie. 5 elder races control everything. The Draveri, Xylorians, Mevashi, Thrax, and Volhar. And these elder races, what's their connection to the progenitors?" Laura asked through the room's speaker. "We were their servants," the alien said with what looked like a smile. "When the progenitors vanished after the war with the Void, we took control. We found records about Earth and what humans were meant to become." "So you quarantined us," Alan said. "For how long?" 12 million years. We have checked on your planet regularly. Until recently, humans developed slowly, as expected. Then, in just a few thousand years, you advanced from stone tools to space travel. This rapid progress triggered alarms in the council. Frank leaned forward. "Why now? What changed?" The Draveri shifted uncomfortably. "Something is happening at the edge of the galaxy. The same energy signatures that preceded the Void's arrival last time. The Elders fear it is returning." "And they think we'll attract it?" Laura asked. "Humans were designed with a connection to the Void. The progenitors used parts of its own energy signature in your DNA to fight fire with fire, as you might say." Captain Eric Stone entered the observation room. His enhanced senses had become stronger each day. "He's not telling us everything," Eric said quietly. "There's something about these elder races that he's hiding." Alan nodded and spoke into the microphone. "What aren't you telling us about the elder races? Why do they really fear humans?" The Draveri's skin changed color slightly. "The elders weren't just servants. We were experiments. Early attempts by the progenitors to create enhanced species. But we were flawed. Our evolution was forced, artificial. Unlike humans," Laura realized, "we were designed to evolve naturally." "Yes," the alien confirmed. "The elders know that once humans fully awaken, you will surpass them. You will take their place as the rightful heirs to the progenitors." "So this is about power," Frank said. "It always is," the Draveri replied. "The Council has maintained control for millions of years. The Elders have no intention of surrendering that power." Alan turned to Laura. "How many humans have shown signs of activation so far?" 300 worldwide, that we know of. Most without our controlled exposure. It seems to be happening naturally, just as the crystal data predicted. "The Council has already sent assassins to eliminate them," the Draveri said. "I was not the only spy sent to your world. The shapeshifters among us have infiltrated your governments, military, even your families." "How do we identify them?" Frank asked. "You cannot. Not without the enhanced senses some humans are developing." Eric stepped closer to the glass. "How many are there?" "Hundreds at least, and they communicate with the Council fleet." Alan froze. "What fleet?" The Draveri looked surprised. "You haven't detected them. There are 50 warships holding position just beyond your moon. They maintain a stealth field your technology cannot penetrate." Laura gasped. "They're preparing to attack. If they detect too many awakened humans, yes. The Council has protocols for planets deemed too dangerous. They call it containment failure response. You would call it genocide." Eric closed his eyes, concentrating. "He's telling the truth. I can sense something up there. Something hidden." Alan's face hardened. "We need to prepare. If they're planning to wipe us out, we need defenses. Your primitive weapons cannot harm Council ships," the Draveri said. Laura looked at Eric and the other enhanced humans training in the facilities gym, visible through another window. "Maybe our weapons can't," she said. But we have something the Council fears more than their weapons. We have what the progenitors gave us. The Draveri followed her gaze, and for the first time, real fear showed on his alien face. Officer Diana Clark walked her beat in downtown New York City, just as she had for 8 years. But lately, something felt different. She noticed things that escaped her before. Small details, patterns in crowd movement, subtle changes in people's expressions that revealed their true feelings. At first, Diana thought her police training was finally paying off. Then came the headaches, followed by strange dreams of stars and galaxies she had never seen. One morning, she woke up knowing something was wrong at the precinct. When she arrived at work, her captain seemed normal to everyone else. But to Diana, he looked wrong somehow. His movements were too smooth, his smile never reaching his eyes. When he spoke, she felt a strange buzzing in her head. "You're not Captain Harris," she said when they were alone in his office. The captain's face changed from surprise to cold calculation in an instant. "Interesting. Your genetic markers shouldn't be active yet." Diana reached for her gun, but the captain moved with impossible speed, knocking her against the wall. His face began to shift and change. "What are you?" Diana gasped. Before the shapeshifter could answer, Diana felt something new surge within her, a sense of the being's thoughts and intentions. Without understanding how, she pushed back mentally. The alien froze in place, trapped by her unexpected ability. Security cameras showed Diana what happened next. Other officers breaking down the door, the captured alien being taken away by men in dark suits, her own collapse from the mental strain. She woke up in a facility she didn't recognize. Dr. Laura Martinez sat beside her bed. "Welcome to the program, Officer Clark," Laura said. "You're the first to detect and capture a Draveri infiltrator without prior training." Over the next week, Diana learned about the progenitors, the Council, and the growing number of humans whose dormant abilities were awakening. She wasn't alone. Around the world, people were developing enhanced senses, strength, healing, and more. Some, like her, could detect deception or influence thoughts. Meanwhile, in space, NASA astronaut Peter Collins noticed something odd during his spacewalk outside the International Space Station. The stars didn't look right in one section of space. "Houston, I'm seeing a visual distortion at coordinates 34 by 12, he reported. "There's nothing on our sensors," Peter, Mission Control, replied. Peter adjusted his helmet camera. "I can see it. Like heat waves on a road, but in space." When he returned to Earth, Peter was brought to the same facility as Diana. Tests revealed his eyes had changed, allowing him to see wavelengths beyond normal human vision. What he had spotted was the edge of the Council fleet's stealth field. Commander West gathered the enhanced humans for a briefing. "We now have confirmation of at least 50 Council warships positioned near Earth. Thanks to Peter, we know exactly where they are." "What can we do against alien warships?" someone asked. "More than you might think," Dr. Martinez said. "The data crystal contains specifications for progenitor technology. We've managed to adapt some of it for our use." She showed them images of new weapons and defense systems being built in secret facilities around the world. "But our best weapons are you, the enhanced humans. Your abilities are evolving faster than we anticipated. Or faster than the Council anticipated," Diana added. "Exactly," Alan said. "Our captive Draveri told us the Council is in panic mode. Some want to wait and observe. Others want to strike immediately. We need to be ready either way." Peter raised his hand. "I've been analyzing the fleet's positions. They're arranged in attack formation, focusing on our major cities and military installations." "How long do we have?" Diana asked. Laura and Alan exchanged looks. "Based on increased communications we've detected between their spies and the fleet, days at most," Laura said. Diana looked around at the other enhanced humans. Some were soldiers, others ordinary people like her. All had been changed by the legacy of an ancient race. "So what's the plan?" "We fight," Eric Stone said, entering the room. His abilities had grown stronger than anyone's. We show them that the progenitors chose humans for a reason. Alan nodded. The first strike will likely target this facility and others like it around the world. They want to eliminate enhanced humans before going after the general population. Then we need to strike first, Eric said. And I know how. Nations across Earth united under the threat of alien invasion. The United Nations emergency session lasted just 3 hours before forming the Terran Defense Alliance. Every country contributed resources, military assets, and their enhanced humans to the cause. Commander Alan West now directed Earth's first true space navy from a command center deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. On screens around him, he watched as hastily retrofitted spacecraft took position. Earth had only 30 vessels capable of reaching lunar orbit, each now equipped with weapons based on progenitor technology that Dr. Martinez's team had developed. Fleet status, Alan asked. All ships in position, sir, his communications officer replied. Moonbase Alpha reports ready. 3 months earlier, they had begun building a research facility on the far side of the moon. The Council hadn't detected it yet, too focused on Earth itself. That secret base now housed their most powerful weapon. Activate the pulse, Alan ordered. On the moon, Dr. Laura Martinez stood before a massive device built from the specifications in the alien data crystal. Initiating progenitor pulse in 3, 2, 1. The machine hummed to life. It sent out an invisible wave of energy at a frequency that disrupted the Council fleet's stealth field. On Earth's screens, 50 alien warships suddenly appeared, their positions exactly where Peter Collins had seen them. They're exposed, Alan said. All ships, commence attack pattern Delta. Earth's small fleet moved toward the nearest alien vessels. The Council ships, realizing they'd been detected, began to power up their weapons. Captain Eric Stone led the first wave of Earth ships. His enhanced mind could sense the alien commanders, feel their surprise and fear. They didn't expect us to see them, he told his crew, and they definitely didn't expect us to fight back. The first battle for Earth began. Council ships fired energy weapons that could destroy cities. But the retrofitted Earth vessels were faster and more maneuverable than expected. Dr. Martinez had used the progenitor data to create shields that absorbed some of the alien weapons' energy. Diana Clark, now Lieutenant Clark, operated a targeting system on Eric's ship. Her ability to sense deception helped her predict enemy ship movements before they happened. 3 ships moving to flank us, she warned. They're trying to herd us toward their main cruiser. Eric nodded. All ships, dive pattern. Target the lead cruiser's engine section. Earth's ships fired their new weapons. Beams of blue energy struck the alien cruiser. Its shields held it first, then flickered and failed. The ship exploded in a ball of fire. For a moment, the Council fleet seemed to pause in shock. Then they attacked with renewed fury. The battle raged for hours. Earth lost 8 ships. The Council lost 12. But the aliens had many more to spare. We can't win a direct fight, Alan said as he watched the battle unfold. We need to capture one of their ships intact. Eric's voice came through the comm system. Already working on it, sir. Diana and I have a plan. Eric's ship broke away from the main battle, heading directly toward a Council ship at the edge of the formation. Diana focused her mind, connecting with the enhanced humans on board their vessel. Together, they projected a wave of mental energy at the alien ship. The alien vessel's weapons stopped firing. Its engines shut down. Eric's team boarded the ship, led by a squad of enhanced soldiers. Within 20 minutes, they secured the bridge. Commander West, Eric reported, we've captured a Council warship with its technology intact. Cheers erupted in the command center. Alan allowed himself a small smile. Bring it home. As Earth forces retreated with their prize, the Council fleet regrouped but did not pursue. They seemed confused by this new development. In the captured ship, Dr. Martinez examined the alien technology. This is incredible. Their systems are based on progenitor designs, but simplified. With this, we can build better weapons, stronger shields. More importantly, Eric said, touching the ship's navigation system, we now have access to their communication network and star charts. Diana looked out through the view screen at the distant council ships. They're afraid, she said, sensing their emotions even at this distance. For the first time, they're afraid of what humans might do. Alan's voice came through their comms. Good work, everyone. This is just the beginning. The real fight for Earth's future is about to start. 3 months after capturing the council ship, Earth had transformed. Dr. Laura Martinez worked day and night in her laboratory, decoding the final pieces of the progenitor message hidden in human DNA. The answer had been within them all along, split across thousands of genetic markers that, when properly aligned, formed a complete message. I found it, she told Commander West and the others gathered in the conference room. The full truth about why we were created. On the large screen, she displayed the decoded message, part genetic code, part mathematical equation, part star map. The progenitors faced extinction from what they called the void, some kind of entity or force from outside our galaxy. They fought for decades but couldn't win. So they created a final plan. Us. We were weapons after all, Eric Stone said quietly. Laura shook her head. No, that's what the Council believes, but they're wrong. We weren't designed primarily as weapons, but as inheritors. She explained how the progenitors, knowing they would not survive, created humans to eventually reclaim their legacy and protect all life in the galaxy. They engineered human DNA to evolve slowly, developing both advanced technology and compassion over millions of years. The Council elders suppressed this truth, Laura said. They maintained the narrative that humans were dangerous weapons to be contained. It let them keep power. Meanwhile, Earth's fleet had grown. Using technology from the captured Council ship, they built 20 new vessels with advanced weapons and shields. Enhanced humans served on each ship, their abilities growing stronger each day. The Council fleet had withdrawn to the edge of the solar system, but remained a threat. Earth's leaders debated their next move. We could strike now, said General Howard from the military command. Hit them before they bring reinforcements. Or we could try to communicate, Diana suggested. Some on the Council might listen if they knew the truth. The decision came when Earth's new deep space sensors detected a massive Council armada approaching. Hundreds of ships, far more than Earth could fight. They're done observing, Alan said grimly. They're coming to end the containment failure once and for all. But as they prepared for what seemed like a hopeless battle, Diana made a discovery while monitoring Council communications. There's division among them, she reported. A faction led by the Ardelians is questioning the Elders' decisions. They're arguing against attacking Earth. The information gave Alan an idea. We need to speak directly to the Council. All of them, not just the Elders. We need to show them what the progenitors really intended. Earth's fleet, led by Commander West's flagship, set course not for battle, but for the Council homeworld. It was a desperate gamble. If they were wrong, Earth would lose its best defenders. As they approached Council space, more alien ships appeared, but not all were hostile. Vessels from younger Council races moved to escort them, not attack. They want to hear what we have to say, Diana said, sensing their intentions. When Earth's ships arrived at the Council homeworld, representatives from all 300 species gathered to hear them. For the first time in millions of years, the Elders could not control the narrative. Laura presented the full progenitor message. Eric demonstrated the true purpose of human abilities, not destruction, but protection. Alan offered alliance instead of revenge. The void is stirring again at the galaxy's edge, he told the Council. The progenitors created us to face this threat, not alone, but together with all life in the galaxy. We were never meant to be your enemies. Many Council members had never heard the full story. Younger races, tired of the Elders' control, supported Earth. Even some Elder races, seeing the evidence, questioned their leaders' decisions. The council chambers erupted in debate. In the end, they voted to form a new galactic alliance, with humanity as equal members. As Earth's fleet returned home victorious without firing a shot, Alan stood on his ship's bridge watching the stars. The progenitors would be proud, Laura said, joining him. We fulfilled their purpose. Alan nodded, not as conquerors, but as guardians, and now we prepare for what comes next. In the distance, at the edge of their sensors, a darkness was growing between the stars, the first sign of the ancient enemy's return. But this time, the galaxy would face it united.